Quite a bit of stuff broke on our Atlantic crossing. A reefing line, the toilet raw water pump, our whisker pole.
I think you could safely call today the day that everything decided to break.
Luckily, none of these things were super imperative, but when our autopilot stopped working, that was serious. I'm so at an all-time low right now. Now, we were able to jerry-rig the autopilot to finish the crossing and get us safely to the Azores archipelago, but now it's time for us to make sure that this issue never happens again. But the great thing about doing boat work in the Azores is there's always an epic adventure just around the corner.
That's gotta be one of the prettiest things I have ever seen. All right, so Steve is out of here. He's catching a ferry, heading to Pico, and we're saying goodbye.
Take care of yourself, all right?
You too, man.
Love you much. I'll talk to you soon. Take care of yourself, all right? Oh, so!
You gotta say goodbye.
All right.
Love this game.
All right, see you, Steve.
All right, buddy, moment of truth.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think it's time. Oh boy. Oh my God.
I mean, you could tell what it's going for. If you use your imagination
Yeah?
and just pretend like you've got a vision problem.
I think our big issue was that we got a spot with a bunch of craters, really uneven, and so the paint was able to get under the stencil. Good job. Yeah, you're doing it. Good job, baby. Look,
did it.
it's
That's
you.
So I think I figured out a better solution, which would have been to just put the stencil on, draw it out with a pencil, and then paint it in by hand, because this is looking a lot better. Well, Jen, what do you think of your first ocean crossing?
Well, I think it's going to be the first of many.
From our perspective, I just want to say thank you for being the perfect crew. Your energy was so amazing, and you really just lifted the boat's spirits up.
Thanks for enjoying making me cry all the time.
I know.
And by the way, we're all wearing masks because a person in our group just came down with COVID. But we are going to unveil what this beautiful artwork looks like without the tape. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
It's gonna be amazing.
Whoa!
Oh my God. Yeah, I love how it's kind of hard to read the letters.
I love how the top part is just so crisp, and then you get down and it's like, what is that?
Just don't look at it too much. It makes me depressed.
Yeah. All right, so, having 3 boats rafted up to each other on this dock is something that I have definitely not experienced before. It hasn't been that bad, you know what I mean? Having people walk across the boat isn't that big of a deal. But our neighbors who are on the inside of the raft are leaving right now. And so it's kind of a big operation because like the 2 boats on the outside of them have to leave to let them out, but all the lines that keep everybody together, it's like a big spider's web. And so we're undoing all those lines. Everyone on all the boats around are involved.
This is definitely a first. It takes like a village to move a boat.
The crews of these boats decided to have the 2 boats on the outside remain rafted together and to move those 2 boats away from the catamaran as a single unit using lines until the catamaran was able to get away. Boy, they got out of there quick. And then we moved those 2 boats back into position as a single unit. This seemed like it was potentially more work and effort than if the boats were to just leave individually and return individually, but it was a fun challenge.
How'd that go, bud?
I wasn't sure what the plan was, so it worked.
Yeah, it was. All right, well, back to work?
Yeah, back to work.
Nice to meet you guys.
All right, well, I am back at projects today, doing boat projects. Yeah, buddy. It feels weird, During our mini refit, I like to call it mini, makes me feel better. Waking up every day doing boat projects, I was like in the flow. But now that it's been a while, this morning I was like, oh God, I need to get my tools. Anyway, I've got a leak under this sink here, and we already replaced the hose on one side of the fitting, and now looks like we gotta replace the hose on this side of the fitting. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, lots of water, okay. So there's just a little crack here that was caused from where this hose has to expand on the fitting. So I don't know if this hose is just brittle or if that fitting is too big for this hose. But I feel like just replacing this hose is the sensible next step because I have the hose and I don't have another fitting with smaller male barbs here. I remember from last time, the hose doesn't fit well on the fitting, but I'm going to try to dip this in hot boiling water to soften it up and then kind of expand it using some pliers. Probably not a good idea, but I'm gonna do it. Hey bud, can you turn on the pressure? Cool, yeah, so no leaking. So I'm gonna call that mission accomplished. Wow, well, that was a quick project. All right, so next project today is I'm going to try to once and for all fix the issue that we've been having with our autopilot. So you may remember on the crossing, we were basically getting a no rudder response alarm, and I realized that I think it's because there's kind of like a weird amount of tension on the connector inside of this autopilot computer. Wow, yeah. Okay, so you can see in here, this is the cable that you may remember that I shoved up into the computer. I literally just wiggled a wire, and I'm kind of amazed at how much of it I shoved up into it. It's kind of a weird solution, but you can see if I just wiggle this cable, that connector moves around like crazy, right? When the cable was down here a little bit, like that, you know, it was pulling on the connector in a weird way. I mean, who knows what was going on here? Yeah, see that? How I pulled on a little bit and it actually pulled out. I think that's what the deal was. And so when I shoved more wire in here, yeah, you can see it kind of like stabilized that connector and pushed it up against the thing it connects to. I don't know these terms. Ultimately, the issue here is that these two wires are going through the wrong ports. So like this wire here should be going through a hole over here and going straight up to where it connects, and then this one should be going through that hole and then going straight up to where it connects. So this connector is pretty loose and I just don't see any way to really positively connect it really well. So I'm going to hot glue this thing together. Yeah, I mean, that thing is not going anywhere, at least not by accident. I could still remove it if I had to, but it would kind of require some force. I'm gonna real quick run up and test it, make sure that it's working. Cool, yeah, well that looks like that's working, so I'll go ahead and put the faceplate back on the computer and cross my fingers that we never have autopilot issues again. All right, buddy, what's the plan?
We are on our way to Pico Island to climb the Pico Volcano. I'm really excited.
Are you out of breath?
Yes, we had to climb like maybe 10 stairs. I'm not sure how to make it.
Pico is 2,351 meters or 7,713 feet. And we're actually gonna spend the night at the top, which I'm really excited about. It's the tallest point in the Azores in all of mainland Portugal as well. Having just crossed the Atlantic, I feel like my legs have atrophied a lot.
We're preloading our bodies because we're doing the overnight hike at Pico, and apparently dinner is not included, so we're supposed to pack all of our food with us, and so I'm just getting a lot of food into my body for this pregnant body. Okay, and these are our guides, Manuel and Tim. They're going to lead us up the mountain with their strong muscles
All right.
and brains.
Yeah.
They're not just hunks of meat.
So guys, what would you say our
chance of survival is here? What are we looking at?
It's pretty low.
Now, we could have hiked up and down Pico in one day, but we decided instead to do an overnight trip with a local tour company, Pico Me Up. That way we could see sunrise and sunset from the top of the volcano, as well as to get to learn a bunch from their super knowledgeable guides. All right, buddy, throw that thing on. Let's see how you're doing.
Actually,
Not bad?
it's not bad, except I need to adjust this.
Let's see how I did. Oh boy.
I think you basically packed all the food.
Dude, we get to go in the Land Rover.
Woo!
Oh my god, you're gonna carry all this up there, eh?
Yeah, dude.
I didn't mention I'm pregnant, so I eat a lot of food.
Yeah, mine is pretty heavy.
You're a good husband, buddy. I think if I weren't pregnant, our loads would be half lighter. Oh, me? I'm just getting ready to hike up a volcano. Not a big deal.
All set.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
We were asking how long it takes to get up the mountain by Jeep, and they said, well, it depends on the cow traffic. So he was saying there's a lot of natural craters on the island, and the farmers actually take advantage of them, and they just use this gate to close them in here.
Between camera gear and food for the pregnant lady, I think we packed a lot of stuff. So our very fit guides are going to help us out.
Thank you very much. I got stuck.
Yes, you got it. You got it. You feeling ready, buddy?
Feeling strong and pregnant.
At this point, definitely feeling every little bit of the food that we're bringing with us.
I think I've got all the clothes in my pack, so I'm doing great.
It is very engaging because the ground is very uneven. It's a trail in the sense that there's no vegetation, but it's just almost zero flat spots. I can definitely see why they give us the hiking sticks. All right, first rest of the day. So when does it get difficult? That's what I'm wondering. I'm just kidding, I'm afraid. Wow, what a view, bud.
Oh my gosh, we're above the clouds right now. It's so nuts.
So Tim, are there any bears up here?
Only wolves.
Only wolves?
You will be lucky if you meet a wild goat.
Nice cave, bud.
I can't see the bottom.
No? Whoa.
Yeah, Tim was just pointing out the different layers of lava. And so the thinnest lava can flow at 160 kilometers per hour, which is crazy to think about. Like if that thing erupted, you basically just have to like dive for it.
It cools down at different rates. So you can see that cooled down differently than that. And so the outside like cracked because there's an actual separate layer.
Can I open?
Yeah, check it out.
You have water?
Well, I brought some weights for working out.
What's the heaviest thing you have?
I don't know. Maybe our cans here? The cans and the nuts, maybe? Yeah, a lot of nuts, man. All right, buddy. You gotta eat some of that. People keep laughing at us. Not too many, not too many. Okay, so just learned to say let's go in Portuguese. You can say vamos, or you can say bora. Bora, bora. Okay, buddy, I can still see the parking lot. This is getting frustrating.
As soon as we cross that mountain, buddy.
This guy coming up behind us is a Sherpa. When we started the hike, was all the way up where we are now, saving somebody who broke their foot or broke their leg or something. So he was carrying them down on a stretcher, then grabbed water and he's on his way back up and he's about to overtake us. Well, it's definitely getting steeper. The trail is a little less obvious.
Parkour, parkour.
Yeah.
I was joking earlier, when's it gonna get hard? This is where it got hard. Also, you really don't want to fall backwards. This is the part where like, just do not do that. Beginning of day 5. I think this is gonna be our summit bit here.
Have enough food for a week?
Buddy, it just keeps getting prettier.
I know, kind of like me.
Kind of like you.
As I age.
Yeah, just like you, buddy. Oh my gosh, that's gotta be one of the prettiest things I have ever seen. Go, go, go! Let's go! Let's go, Pico! Boom! 15 minutes to sunset is the race to the top. And this is how Jordan broke his leg, racing the Sherpa. Pico! Ah! Pico!
Feels like we're walking on another planet.
Yeah, the bottom is like loose lava rock and weird soft moss.
Best spot ever for a sunset here.
Oh, nice. It looks so awesome. Oh my God. Buddy.
So the last eruption was 300 years ago.
And they say it erupts about once every 300 years or so, right? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Thanks for guiding us, Tim. This is great.
Oh, you're very welcome. It's really my pleasure. Wow, I love to do this work.
Dude, you know you're high up when you see the sun setting and the tops of the clouds are not lit by the sun anymore.
Or when you're looking down on the sunset.
Right.
Oh, but I keep saying it, but this is one of the coolest experiences of my whole life. It's hard to even see, it's getting so dark, and yet we've got this lit up peak towering over us. And over here is just towering cliffs just hanging over us as we walk.
All right, let's go get some food.
All right, what's for dinner tonight, buddy?
Starting with dessert. This is the best apple I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
Smushed bread.
We've got cheese,
Cheese.
got a lot of nuts,
We've got some beans.
got some beans.
We have some sardines for you, I think.
There's no way we're going to eat all of that food. We need to
We're
give it
definitely
away.
overpacked.
We will be waking up at 5:20,
So how long from now?
so only 5 hours and a half.
All right. All right.
Here we go, nice and cozy.
I've been kind of wheezing since we got up here.
I mean, it is dry.
I sound like a smoker.
Such a fun day.
That was.
Good morning. I don't think I slept very well. How about you?
So we're ditching our hiking sticks and gonna start crawling up the mountain like little babies. I'm sitting on a smoky hot pocket right now. You can almost see the smoke coming up, yeah. So I'm just sitting in here getting like a steam bath on my face.
Coffee on the top of a mountain. This is the dream right now. I just saw the base camp with our tents way down there. That is so cool. It's just nuts how high up we are on every single side of this peak. It's like the whole thing is just a straight up and down triangle. And you can see it in the shadow.
Before we started this trip, David, one of the owners of Pico Me Up, told us that no one is the same person coming down the mountain after spending the night as they were on the way up. And now that I'm on my way down, I think I have to agree with him. There was something that was so isolating yet empowering about spending the night in a dark crater and waking up to a quiet, beautiful sunrise after working so hard to get there.